Hello, Tiger Cubs. Jude and I are back as your anchors for this week.
This episode is a packed one, so let's quickly go into ASB announcements.
Hello, Tiger Cubs. Thank you for supporting ASB by coming to the fall event. Next week, Monday the 31st, is Halloween, so if you'd like to wear your costume to school, then you're welcome to, and we'll be counting for spirit pendants. Your costume has to follow the school dress code, and no weapons and no fake blood. If you want to know more information about SPMS Halloween Spirit, then check out the flyers on your teacher's doors. Thanks for watching!
I can't wait. The dance looks like so much fun.
Now let's see sports scores with...
You, Roman, now let's see what W's our school took this week.
We hit the field like oh! We hit the field like oh! We hit the field like all day like offense like defense like attack is like and it sound like and it sound like and it sound like
Hey, Tiger Cubs. I'm Roman, and welcome back to this week's sport team. Our 8th grade girls volleyball team played this week against Locking Out of Prep, and they won in 2 sets. Cross country had its second meet at San Antonio College. Numerous Tiger Cub runners placed within the top 30. So congratulations to Angus McDonald, David Kemper, Tyler Jung, Scott Schwartz, Emilio Jones, Cruz Sanchez, Anna McDonald, Ellie Song, Sachi Phillip, and all the other Tiger Cub runners who represented SPMS cross country. Lastly, our 7th grade football team beat Odyssey 46-0. Great job, 7th graders. And our 8th grade football team played their first playoff game against Clifton and won 30-6. Impressive, Tiger Cubs. Here are some post-game interviews.
Lorenzo. So you had the interception, right, in your hands. Where did it go?
Okay, I just want to say
6 points. That's what I did.
the ball just teleported. It was
Sure, yeah, okay. Eddie, you, however, you caught the ball and you had an amazing touchdown.
I'm gonna teach him like my tips. He needs to learn a little
no.
bit, but it was a good win.
And Larkin, you did great on the receiving job. Do
Thanks.
you have any things that you would want to get better at, though?
That kid was grabbing me, so I want to push him back.
Pushing back, player. What do you think you did, and what do you think the other players did?
So I blocked, the QB threw, and the wide receivers caught it. So yeah. And Eddie.
Yeah.
Forgot about it. Quite forgettable.
Eddie's quite forgettable.
Just kidding, guys. Come on.
Yeah, we love Eddie, right?
Yeah, we all love Eddie.
He's a big goofball.
We don't love Eddie.
That's all for now. I'll see you guys next week. Let's go, 8th graders, with advancing in the playoffs.
I also want to announce that we have one of 2 new podcasts being made at the TCN studio. So let's hear more about it.
Hey there, Tiger Cubs. I'm here to tell you about the new radio show I'm setting up, Brass. At its simplest form, it's an original mystery story where I read off a page, play sound effects, and attempt to voice characters. Kinda like War of the Worlds. It's planned to come out bi-weekly and separate from the normal Tiger Cub news program. So keep an eye out for it on the channel and the website, and I hope you enjoy it if you decide to take a listen. Now, back to your normal program.
Another thing that's informative history. So let's hear more about that in
This Day in History, followed by a chess club segment.
Hey Tiger Cubs, welcome back to the greatest segment of all time. This is the 4th episode and we have some awesome things that happened on this day. On October 24th, the United Nations was established. The United Nations is the world's premier organization established at the end of World War II to maintain world peace and friendly relations among nations. It entered the force on this day in 1945. Another thing that happened on this day was the Concorde, a supersonic jet that took passengers, made its last flight from New York City's JFK International Airport to London's Heathrow Airport. In less serious news, Tom Brady became the first quarterback in NFL history to pass 600 touchdown passes on this day. Famous people that were born on this day were hip-hop star Drake, or Aubrey Drake Graham, Drake has won numerous awards for his musical expertise, such as 4 Grammys, 6 American Music Awards, and a record of 34 Billboard Awards. Another famous birthday was YouTuber PewDiePie, a Swedish YouTuber who was the first to reach 100 million subscribers. For context, this is what 100 million people look like.
All that stuff is so fun.
Now it's time for definitely one of our most out-of-the-box segments.
Mythology.
This is part 2 of the Monkey King. So we cut to the Jade Emperor, who tries to have Sun Wukong arrested, but the Gold Star of Venus persuades the Jade Emperor to give him a position in the bureaucracy of heaven. The Gold Star of Venus tells Sun Wukong he now has the position of Pimalin, so now he's in charge of the Imperial stables, and then he decides to ask what his rank is. He finds out he is on the lowest position of heaven, so Sun Wukong decides to appoint himself a title, the Great Sage equal to heaven. The Jade Emperor doesn't like this, and he sends down Prince Nada, who becomes a monster, and they fight. After the fight, the Jade Emperor tries to have him executed, but the Gold Star of Venus says just give him an empty title. An apartment for him is set up in heaven, but then the Jade Emperor realizes he might get bored, and then he gives Sun Wukong the job of watching the Garden of Peaches of Immortality. But then Sun Wukong gets annoyed and eats the Peaches of Immortality, and he steals the heavenly wine and some gourds filled with pills that make you immortal in Lao Tzu's palace. After Sun Wukong ate the pills, he realized the consequences of his actions, and he ran back to Flower Fruit Mountain. Then the Buddha Vista Kuan Yin arrives at the palace and wonders why it's completely distraught. The Jade Emperor explains his predicament to Kuan Yin, and she descends down her disciple Moksha to assess the situation. Kuan Yin recommends a deity that can defeat Sun Wukong, Erlang. And Erlang goes down from heaven to fight Sun Wukong and succeeds in beating him. And then the court of heaven tries to have Sun Wukong executed and fails at that until Lao Tzu suggests they put him in a cauldron of 10 trigrams for 49 days. It doesn't work, and instead it gives Sun Wukong blood red eyes. Sun Wukong goes on a rampage for a while until the court of heaven gets an idea. They ask the Buddha to stop Sun Wukong. The Buddha comes in fighting some thunder deities. Then the Buddha asks Sun Wukong what he wants. Wukong responds by wanting to overthrow the court of heaven. So the Buddha proposes a challenge. If Sun Wukong can jump out of the palm of Buddha's hand, he can rule heaven. Sun Wukong accepts and jumps all the way up to the 5 pillars that hold up the sky and writes his name on one of the pillars. Sun Wukong jumps back down and boasts about how he made it to the 5 pillars. Then the Buddha tells Sun Wukong that since he has reached enlightenment, he is part of the universe, literally. And they look at the Buddha's hand and see that Sun Wukong's name is written on one of the 5 pillars. Sun Wukong freaks out about this because the challenge was impossible from the start, and he lost. So Sun Wukong runs away and gets crushed by a mountain, which the gods place a magic seal on, trapping Sun Wukong under that mountain for 500 years.
Don't forget to join the really spooky haiku contest in the library.
They're due on Friday, so hurry to the library and let's see some more information on it.
Hi, I'm your SPMS librarian, Mrs. Baronetz, and I'm here to tell you about the library's 3rd annual Halloween writing contest. This year's writing contest has a theme, as they do every year, and it's called Haunted Haiku, which means if you are so inclined, you are welcome to submit as many haiku as you can come up with that are creepy or weird or scary or Halloweeny in general. In general. If you remember, haiku have a little bit of a formula, and that the first line has to be 5 syllables, the second line has to be 7 syllables, the last line has to be 5 syllables, and that's it. It's a super short kind of poem that I know you all learned in elementary school, so you know how to make them. If you have a creepy or weird story built up inside you, please write it in the form of a haiku and submit it to me. Submission forms are in the library. You can come and get them. The deadline for the contest is Friday, October 28th. You can submit as many as you like. If you have more than one story in your mind, please feel free to come and dump them all on us, and we'll cut them out, print them out, cut them out, put them up on the wall for everybody to come and read. And then at the end of the contest, it's actually going to be a winner, or maybe a couple of winners if I can't narrow it down. So submit whatever you'd like. Come and see the display. Come and see what's already up there. Come and see the artwork that is up here. It's super creepy and weird, and I think everyone's going to really enjoy it.
Let's now roll a segment for one of my all-time favorite movies with the decaying Lego Persicans.
Don't forget, News Minute follows after.
Hello and welcome to Decaying Lego Persican. The movie we will be reviewing this week is Spirited Away.
The plot and animation of this movie is extremely good. It's a fantasy adventure about a young girl journeying in the spirit world to save her parents from becoming pigs forever. We give this section a 10 out of 10.
Now onto the characters. Let's start with the parents. They're impulsive and stupid, which got themselves turned into pigs.
Chihiro, their kid, is living proof that the saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, is true.
She has too much energy, cries too much, and when she cries it's so annoying. But the thing that is worse about her is that she doesn't wear socks with her shoes. Like what? Imagine how much blisters that would cause.
But the best character, of course, is No Face. He has such a good character arc. He goes from stalker to cannibalist to wholesome knitter.
In all, this movie was amazing, but because some of the characters, we rated a 9 out of 10.
Hey Tiger Cubs, I'm Abigail. And I'm Claire. This is News in 90. In Missouri, an elementary school was closed due to radioactive waste spilling all over the playground. The school found lead-210, polonium, and radium all over the kindergartners' playground. There was also contamination found all over the classrooms. From this, the school has switched to online school for an undisclosed amount of time.
Moving on, Anna May Wong will be the first Asian American to be ever featured on U.S. currency. She was a Chinese American actress from the 1930s who is recognized internationally and is regarded as the first Chinese American star in Hollywood movies. She'll be featured on U.S. quarters that will start shipping October 24th.
In COVID news, there are many new variants such as BA.4.6, BF7, and BQ1.1. Health experts have introduced the bivalent booster, or the Omicron booster, which is said to provide protection against both the original and the new strains of COVID-19 and its subvariants. The booster is available to children of 5 years and up.
That's all the news for this week, Tiger Cubs.
Thanks for watching.
Now for our final segment, we have some cute animals.
Followed by some more birthdays.